What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube Barber Academy. We're gonna kick a little live to you guys. Let's let some people join up in the room. Your boy's looking rough, man. I need to get a shave. I need to get my hair cut. And one of my clients is getting married tomorrow, so I'm gonna be there for that wedding, man. So it's gonna be fun. So let's let some of you guys get up in the room, and we will kick off this topic. I'm gonna start with a comment I was grateful to get this morning, and yeah, I just wanted to I wanted to react to it and talk about it. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Hopefully, you guys are ready to get up, grind, make some money today, and make it happen. And for my subscribers, for my members, you guys know I already released a little video to my members yesterday. Carlos is asking, how do I cut black hair? You cut black hair just like you cut any hair, and there's a few little differences as far as going with the grain, but it's actually pretty similar to cutting pretty much any hair once you get the feel for it, once you get the hang of it. All right. There's some people jumping up in the room, and you guys seen the title, worrying about everything else. And what I mean by that is, I woke up this morning to a comment, and the comment had said, you've been cutting hair for 20 years, and you still managed to mess up his mustache. One of the videos, whatever. I mean, the video was posted quite a while ago, and I know that particular client likes to do his mustache in between visits, and you know, I just do the best job I can with it. But that's neither here nor there. I don't really care about that. I don't worry about that, because people like this that write these type of comments, they're so focused on everybody else and everything around them. And I was watching Jocko Willink's podcast yesterday, right? And he just had this beautiful statement where he was basically saying something to this effect, and I wanted to say it back to you guys, because it just hit me real hard, you know? He was basically saying that while you're busy gossiping and talking about me and worrying about what I'm doing, I'm working. While you're busy worrying about everything else around you but yourself, I'm working. And at some point, when you finally do look over at me, you're going to see me working so hard that we ain't got nothing to talk about. So my head's down and I'm grinding. A lot of you guys are afraid to start your own YouTube channels. You're afraid to post your own work. You're afraid of what other people with very small IQs and absolutely nothing going on in their life, what will they think of me? It's just like the same conversation that I had with my son. He plays in like competitive golf tournaments, and he was playing one the other day, and this other kid, now my son's only 8, this other kid's like 12, and he was talking trash to my son who's 8, and my son's like, yo, he called me stupid, he said some other things, this and that. And I'm like, I was kind of, this is my first time dealing with this. So, you know, as far as with my son, most people are respectful on a golf course, but this is gonna happen. So I already knew this is gonna happen, because this is life. So I said to him, I says, listen, man, is that kid even any good at golf, for one? He said, no. I said, that kid has nothing to offer you in life, buddy. It has nothing to do with you. You're over here worried about his opinions, when all you need to be worried about is yourself. That's it. Keep your head down, keep grinding, keep the pressure on. Because you know what? The very next day, they played a tournament, and he won that tournament. He won that tournament straight up. He said, Uncle Cody got to come through. Yeah, right. But that's the reality of it, man, is there's going to be a lot of people that are going to talk trash about what you do, because they're not doing nothing. And the fact that they're not doing nothing gives them plenty of time to worry about what it is that you're doing. So I just think it's kind of funny, man, because, you know, there's a lot of people out here, especially in the beginning of me starting this YouTube process. You know, I had personal friends that were like, what are you doing, man? Oh my God, it was cringe. It was so hard to watch. And maybe it was. Even my own wife was like, what are you doing? You're spending all our money. You're buying these cameras. You're doing all this shit. We're never going to get this money back. But like, for me, I was like one of them horses that had the little eye things on. I couldn't even see any of that noise. Like, as far as I was concerned, it was going to turn into what it has today. And there was no convincing me out of it. I wasn't a good editor. So what? I'll learn. I didn't have good cameras. So what? I'll figure out a way to get them. I didn't have good cameras. So what? I'll film with my cell phone. I don't care. I'm going to get this done one way or the other. And I had that dogged determination inside me. Like, I don't know what else this could be compared to, but when you are so convinced that you're going to do something correctly and that you're going to succeed at it, once you've made that decision to say, I'm going to succeed at it, it's as simple as putting some goals down on a piece of paper and then doing the work that it's going to take you to get those goals done, you know? So realistically, I worked at a factory. I gave up my entire clientele and I lost pretty much everything. All the momentum that I had gained, I quit making posts on YouTube. This went on for 3 years, almost 4. And when I ultimately got fired from the factory, which was the best day of my life, I'm not going to go too deep down this rabbit hole, but it was the best day of my life that I got fired from that factory, because I had already made the decision inside that when I am free of this factory, of this obligations, I don't even care about what I built before. What I built before didn't mean anything to me. It was what I was going to build next that meant everything to me. So however many hours that was going to take, however many sacrifices that was going to take, however many posts that I was going to have to make, however many videos that I was going to have to do, I just knew that I had a plan and I was going to work that plan. And I wasn't going to worry about what Joe Blow said or some girl said. I don't care. It doesn't affect me not one bit. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about where I'm going to be next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. Hey, Rusty, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. He said, I appreciate when you upload cuts that aren't perfect. That's you just keeping it 100. And that's 100%. Not everything goes according to plan. Not everyone's perfect. Your favorite barber on Instagram, YouTube, or wherever you look has probably messed up a cut today. All right? He probably pulled out his cell phone. He was fixing to post something, and then he pulled back because there was a little imperfection, and he was concerned about how the world would see it. When from a client perspective, you're making videos or you're making posts so that you can get more clients, but you're worried about what barbers who are never going to go to you are going to think of you. I mean, if you were trying to attract a barber clientele, which would be absolutely stupid, then you would be like, oh my God, I can't post everything unless it's absolutely perfect. Like, but if you're trying to attract a clientele of money bringing people that will just come to your business and give you money, I mean, make the post. They don't know a great haircut from a good haircut. We know that you're doing the best work you can. And as time goes on, your portfolio is going to look better. I mean, it's as simple as that, really. But everybody's so worried about the opinions of everybody else. And it's just kind of funny to me. I wish that I could have been in this state of mind when I went through high school. Maybe somebody who's watching this is in high school or college or whatever. And all I'm saying to you, man, is all these people around you are going to worry about what you do because they got nothing going on for themselves. And the sooner you realize that, the better. Just get down to business, put your head down and work, get your class done, get the best grades you can, because in high school, you're going to see there's a lot of cool people, right? A lot of people that you might want to emulate, a lot of people that you might look up to because they're doing things that are a little bit crazy. Maybe they're selling drugs, maybe they're doing, maybe they're stealing stuff, maybe they're doing drugs, maybe they're, partying, maybe they're getting all the girls. But let me tell you something, man, about all that shit. That's all fun and games when you're in high school and when you're a young kid. You're a young kid, it's all right. You ain't got no responsibilities. You ain't got no kids. You ain't got nothing. But when you get to be my age and you're still doing shit like that, you're a straight up bum. You're worthless. You're not raising your kids. You're doing drugs. You're making the dumbest decisions on earth, and it's put you right where you're at. So when you get to be my age, you know what's cool? You know what's cool when you're my age? Making sure that you're there for your kids, for one. Making sure that you're there for your family, for one. Making sure that you got money in your pocket. Making sure that everything that you're supposed to be doing in life that makes you a man or makes you a woman, you should be doing it and upholding your responsibilities. Not blaming your childhood, not blaming all these other people around you, not blaming your boss, not blaming your shop for not being busy, not blaming all the bullshit. Take a little personal accountability and do your thing. You know what I mean? Don't worry about all the minutia going on around you. So that was just some little thought that I wanted to share with you guys today. Jesse said, amazing videos as always. What would you recommend for beginner barbers with no experience? I've talked about this before. What I would recommend to you guys, and one of my favorite things that I think I ever did in my hair career was going and work at Supercuts, Great Clips, really any of these kind of like cookie cutter salons, because you're gonna get so many clients. You're gonna get long hair, short hair, scissor cuts, fades, like literally everything is there for you to succeed. And in 1 year, you could get 5 years of experience. I mean, you could be a formidable cutter who's comfortable with every single thing that walks through the door in just 1 year. And there's only one way to do that, and it's making those mistakes. Getting in those trenches, making those mistakes, and being able to experiment on people and see what works and what doesn't. Find a system for yourself, all of that stuff. So, realistically, you got to have some time to yourself to do stuff like that. And don't worry about what everybody thinks. Oh, he works at Supercuts. Oh, she works at Supercuts. Because they're seeing one little small part of your plan. And if your plan is to go work at Supercuts until you're comfortable with every single thing that comes your way, and you plan on taking a whole lot of clients out of there and building a reputation for yourself, that's a different way to work at Supercuts than I'm just going to go there, collect a paycheck, and stay here. Like, that's not what you should be doing. I mean, if that's where your mind's at and that's what makes you happy, fine. But those are not the places where you hang your hat forever. That's the place where you go, and it's a two-way street, right? They need somebody there cutting, and you need to learn. It's a two-way street. And once you get to the point where you're too valuable to be there, that's when you leave. So, I mean, as bad as that sounds, going to a barbershop that's full of really difficult haircuts, is full of a lot of different barbers who are going to talk shit to you. It's full of possibly a toxic environment, one that you may not find fosters growth, and going there and trying to figure it out and then making mistakes that are going to haunt you. You don't want to go to your forever home right away. I mean, in my opinion, I think it makes a lot more sense to arrive to your forever home with the skills under your belt that you actually need to succeed there. So that you're just preventing a lot of problems for yourself when you do it this way. He said, what razor are you using nowadays? Dorco Prime. Dorco Prime Platinums are what I've had a little bit lately. And you know what? Kenny and Sterling both started using the level 3 razors. And I gotta say, I took a pack of those. They were pretty nice. They were pretty nice. I was pretty happy with those. So, hey man, on Fridays, you guys, you gotta eat breakfast, man. You gotta eat breakfast, especially if you're like me and you're booking people in your lunch. If you're booking people in your lunch time, it's not good, man. So I know I got a unhealthy habit of just cutting hair and not eating. But I'm actually gonna run up in this breakfast place and go get me something quick that I could just eat real quick before my first customer gets here. I'm literally right across the street from my shop. There's a place called House of Omelets. I go over here all the time. Food's fire. So, all right, you guys. I appreciate you all for jumping in here and joining me this morning. It's a beautiful Friday morning, man. Go out there and get it. Don't worry about the critics. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what people think. The only person that matters and the only person who could really see your plan, that's you right there. You're the only person who matters. So when you get right down to it, if you want to go to Supercuts to learn how to cut hair, because you know in the long term it's going to make you better, go to Supercuts. Learn how to cut hair. And then you won't be one of them barbers who sits there like a dipshit because someone walked in with hair that's this long and they're like, oh my God, that looks like a scissor. I can't take hair. They know, oh my God, can I squeeze a scissor like that? I haven't even decided to teach myself these things. That's crazy. I just want to use the clipper. So I'm just saying, when you get right down to it, there's a lot of people who just use the clipper and they stay in their lane and they don't want to learn nothing new and they're not interested in going to classes and they're not interested in doing anything that would actually make their life better or easier. So at the end of the day, who do you want to be? I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. And them high school kids, man, let me just remind you guys, some of that shit that you guys are looking up to, some of them things that you guys are thinking about doing, some of those parties that you're going to, make you a straight loser later in life, man. Be careful what you do. Have your fun, man, but keep your focus about you. Keep your wits about you. All right, you guys. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I'm Mr. Eddie Barber, and I'm out of here. Peace.